welcome back to another book review. This time it's going to be on The Kill Order by James Dashner, which is a prequel to the Maze Runner series. And just to begin with, even though this is a prequel, I would say that you should read the series before you read this, so there may be some spoilers to the Maze Runner series. I will try to limit them, but I'm just advising as my own personal opinion that you should read the series before you read the prequel. It sounds odd, but just go with it. So this book is focused on Trina, Mark and Alec in a world where sun flares have ravaged the earth and half the population has died out, and they are trying to survive in this crazy destroyed universe. And whilst all of that is taking place, it goes back and forth between Mark and Trina's memory of how the sun flares actually hit the earth and what happened to the population, how they survived. So it's going back and forth between their memory the whole time, so you get an idea of how this actually happened rather than it just all of a sudden the world is messed up. I haven't read the blurb of the book in quite some time, but I feel like it really describes this book really well rather than me trying to piece it together for you. So I'm just going to read that really quickly and then I will get to my thoughts on the actual book. Before Wicked was formed, before the Glade was built, before Thomas entered the maze, sun flares hit the earth and destroyed the world mankind took for granted. Mark and Trina were there when it happened and they survived, but surviving the sun flares was easy compared to what happened next. Now a disease of rage and lunacy races across the eastern United States, and there's something suspicious about its origin. Worse yet, it's mutating, and all evidence suggests that it will bring humanity to its knees. Mark and Trina are convinced there's a way to save those left from descending into madness, and they're determined to find it if they can stay alive. Because in this new devastated world, every life has a price, and to some you're worth more dead than alive. The prequel to the New York Times best-selling Maze Runner series, The Kill Order, is the story of the fall of civilization and the disease that started it all. So what were my thoughts on the book? I was really excited for this because I loved the Maze Runner series, and it's actually you guys that recommended the Maze Runner to me, so kudos to you. I was confused at the beginning because it was supposed to like explain everything, how the flares hit the earth, how everyone got the flare, the virus, and I was super excited to find out all about that, but at the beginning of the book it had already actually happened, so again I was kind of like, you're not telling us anything. But then Mark started to have the flashbacks which explained exactly how it happened. It starts literally from the day it happened. They're in a subway and the flares hit the earth. It's not a gradual progression, it's literally the day the flares hit the earth that Thomas, I keep trying to call him Thomas, that Mark's memory begins. My only issue was, although I loved this, they didn't really go into too much of it. There's an epilogue at the end which brings in Thomas, which is nice, but at the same time there wasn't a whole lot explained as regards Wicked and how Thomas became to be almost like the head of it. I know the epilogue kind of gave you a bit of how they took Thomas, but otherwise I feel like there was a lot of chase scene and them trying to find Trina, and it was really interesting and I did love it, but I think I was just expecting more. I just wanted all of the answers to my questions to happen in this book, and that didn't happen, which kind of annoyed me. I was so really looking forward to all my questions being answered, and it didn't really do that. I feel like the epilogue had more answers than the whole book did. The book itself is really good. Mark and Trina, oh actually, on the Mark and Trina case, it keeps mentioning Mark and Trina as the main characters, but I feel like Mark and Alec were the main characters, and I think they were really well developed. I really liked Mark and his struggles were so good as well. Oh, I nearly did a huge spoiler there. Okay, just take it that Mark is a really well developed character, and James Dashner's writing, I wasn't expecting anything less from him. I really enjoyed his other books and he really came through with this book, so I was so happy about that. Again, for the fact that I've read the series, I'm not going to give this a 5 out of 5, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5, which I'm really upset about because I loved The Maze Runner, but like I said, it just did not answer all the questions that I thought it was. But the storyline by itself is really good and the characters are really interesting and they all have their own individual stories, which was great. It wasn't just focused on Mark, even though he is the main character, but they are all individually really well developed, so that was good. The Kill Order by James Dashner is really good, and I think you should definitely pick it up if you're a fan of the series, and if you haven't read the series you should go out and get it because it's really good. That was it. I hope you enjoyed this. I will be back with either a tag or another book review really soon, so yeah, I hope you're good. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.